win. Russia, by the way, is still failing. I see you in that top left corner, Russia. I see you. It's not good. I don't know what to say. You're really a letdown. You know, they are the GOAT of European games. When we do it on a Europe map, Russia is the greatest civ ever. Even in that last game I did, the Deity Europe game we just finished, like, they were terrible for the first 150, 200 turns, and by the end they were right up there. It was ridiculous. And yeah, they're just, I don't know what they're doing here. Brazil has also pieced out with Mao, but yeah, Mao is making some progress. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 60 Civ World Battle. We're at turn 250. It doesn't feel normal still. We just never used to make it this far like normally. And this is only episode 6, because obviously how I'm doing it at the moment. So very weird, but we are getting through this stuff a lot quicker. So that's great. I hope you guys are finding that better to watch. I feel like the start might be a bit too quick now. I don't know, but I don't know. Obviously, there's so many civs as well. It was just difficult to keep track of anyway. But yeah, we're here now. I think we mostly know what's going on in the world. It seems pretty open contest. There's a lot of different civs doing well at different times. Spain and France have just pieced out, and Burma have just... Is it Burma? Yeah, Burma have just declared war on the Khmer. So someone trolled me ages ago. Maybe I was saying it wrong. I've now had 3 different pronunciations suggested. So I don't even know. Maybe we should Google this right now. I don't actually have my phone here, but let me see. We'll go. I feel like Khmer. That sounds right? And that is the name of. Isn't that? I feel like I've heard. There was the guy, wasn't there? There's the dictator Pol Pot, and he was from. Was it his party or his group, the Khmer Rouge? So that would suggest. But then again, I might be. That's how I think I heard it said in like a documentary. So I have no idea at this point. Luckily, they're not around too much anymore, so we'll see. But yeah, hopefully, no, there we go. We could end the pronunciation issues maybe if someone came and took them out. But regardless, I had two different suggestions in the comment section, so I don't really know what we're going with anymore. I'll probably just go Khmer. I think that sounds right. Khmer did seem weird, but someone did say to say it like that, so I have no idea. Maybe that person will come back now and say, no, you need to say it like that. I can't remember. It was when I played as them in Civ 6 ages ago. So maybe it's changed. Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter too much, right? I apologise if anyone's annoyed. I think we've got the rest of them down pretty well. I mean, I'm just looking around. I guess there's some that I've like never really heard of in real life that maybe could be wrong. Like the Corral. I don't know. Maybe there's actually some secret way to say it and it isn't the Corral. The Mayans or the Mayans or some other. Yeah, that I have heard of the Mayans. But there you go. Maybe there's a way of saying it. I think I'm getting these ones right. Texas, yep. The Sioux. I'm guessing it's the Sioux. No one's ever said anything about that one. Shoshone and Iroquois again. I think those are right pronunciations. Just trying to see, is there anywhere I could just be definitely butchering it? Obviously, we were getting the Czechia one wrong earlier on, but that's been amended. What else we got? Sweden, yeah, that's obvious. I mean, I guess it's also in English, right? I mean, some of these countries have different, won't be called like their own name in English, right? I think Greece is not Greece in like for Greek people, it's Hellas. So that's a very weird one, isn't it? I think, is it Hellas? I think so. So you know, I don't know how to say Greece in Greek, but I assume it isn't Greece, right? So there is that. Not so many notifications anymore. That's what we like to see. Who is this? Owolowo? I think that's Nigeria's leader. I believe so. Yep. And then Nzinga is the leader of the Congo. They've just entered the atomic era. They are, I don't know, they're doing well against the Zulu, but they're not going to conquer anything, I'm afraid. Sad times. Is there anyone down here I might be pronouncing wrong? Don't think so. Oh yeah, I forgot Sweden now has Marrakesh and the Celts now have Gibraltar and southern Spain. What a world we've come to live in. I mean, the Garamantes, I've just always gone along with Garamantes. Could be wrong. Mercuria could be something else. It could be like, you know, maybe you pronounce a different letter a bit differently. It could be Mercuria or Mercuria. You know, I don't know, like a hard K or something. I don't know. Something like that. I'm sure there's something, right? Phoenicia. Yeah, hopefully fight the Sumer. Sometimes it could be like a tint of French in there. Who knows, right? But it doesn't matter too much. It's fine. No one's complained, so it's all good. What is going on? Mongolia did conquer a city off of China fairly recently. But China is coming back for it, so we'll see how this pans out. And obviously they are still at war with the other China to the south, Mao's China, so we'll see how this ends up. The People's Republic China down here, who kind of probably are the closest to sort of becoming like a real life China, right? You know, current present day China, if they grab the coastline. Obviously the problem is Korea is super strong in this world, so that's probably not going to happen there. They're doing well over there in Korea, so they're probably safe. China's just minding their own business. A lot more stuff coming through. It's not as bad, it's not constant. And Nigeria has gone for freedom, so there we go. That is another freedom civ, and I think the ideology making a bit of a comeback. I think order was very popular. Autocracy has had a bit of a rough time this game. It's more freedom versus order, which is kind of like sort of similar to the real world, right? Like how it went. I mean, obviously this is a very, very top-down view, and obviously autocracy and order have a lot of overlapping views. I think it's because the game's made maybe for children. Well, not for children, but a lower age rating. I don't know how it works, what exactly counts. But like in Civ 6, it's just outright called fascism, right? So I think that's maybe... that's what you link it with when you look at the ideologies in this game. You have obviously freedom. Oh, we've clicked out. Don't do that. Freedom, communism, or communism is order, and again they've used the word order, not communism. They haven't used capitalism either, but you know, it's what it strongly implies. But in theory, like autocracy, there's elements of autocracy in all of those things, and I guess there's elements of order in all of those things, and there's elements, or less so, of freedom in the other two. But you know, they are all around there. Let's get deep here. Oh god, where are we going? But yeah, you know, so I think in theory, right, in the real world, fascism, you know, a very simple view fell with like Germany. You can people argue, you know, and stuff. It's still around. Probably not as bad as it was back then. Different countries, different things. The world's complicated. But yeah, like with Germany going first, and in this game, autocracy's gone first, and then order and freedom having the fight, which is obviously like the Cold War sort of period. So there you go. Also, there's no like future ideologies in this one. In Civ 6 there is, so that's quite interesting. And again, we will do a Civ 6 game soon-ish. What is it? It is February. Let's say it's the end of February. Maybe April, I would say. Maybe just keep an eye peeled. We're going to do an Asia battle next, just a Civ 6 Asia game. But once that is done, we will... Civ 5 Asia game, then we will do that one. Sweden completes the Manhattan Project next, so they want to have access to nukes. Anything else going on? We have not had any wars for a while. It's quite surprising. There is not many cities under siege either. Maybe China gets this back, probably not. But apart from that, there is hardly any sieges going on at all. There's a couple of fights down here. Oh, that's a big one. There we go. We finally got something out of it. Texas v the US. Now, weirdly enough, if you just focus on this border, it looks like the US heavily outnumbers Texas. But I think that is because Texas is more spread out. I'm going to guess. Obviously, I can't see a list, but I would guess Texas is stronger. Should do better here. I mean, that would make a lot of sense. They are bigger, but you never know. What is going on? Whoa. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Another ideology. America went for freedom, and there you go. What if America turns this around? If they conquered all of Texas, they'd be looking really good. I mean, same applies to Texas, right? If they take 25 population Washington and 16 population New York, that'd be great for them too. So I mean, it works both ways. And it's obviously a lot less likely that America takes out Texas. I don't see that happening, but you never know. Bit of luck, you know. Maybe a bit of good play. Maybe they could turn it around. California still being very peaceful. I have this, like, I don't know why, it's just like dream that they're going to be like really good at technology. Obviously, you know, California, Silicon Valley, all that sort of stuff. It's not happening. But they are, I mean, in North America, they're arguably the best for technology, just looking. I mean, they have, like, all the advanced units, whereas all the other civs sort of just have one, right? So the Shoshone have the artillery. They have artillery. So the Sioux just have good Great War infantry. Well, California has that. California has planes. So the Iroquois have planes somehow as well. I don't know how. They are the only other civ in North America to have planes. A lot going on in this game. Probably to do with the availability of oil. Yep, they have some. So that might be part of it. So there you go. I don't know. Did the US have oil? Or I think I saw some oil in this ocean, but now it seems to have disappeared. So never mind. We won't get too bogged down on that. We can't see all the oil. I don't know. I think we can only see certain oil. I don't think it's all there. I don't know if it can even spawn in the deep ocean, but I'm guessing it could in theory. But like, we can't see it. Or if not, it's just there isn't much around, right? Like, I can't see any here. There must be a bit more oil. There's some. Maybe I have done games before where I've added in more. The Shoshone went autocracy, so there you go. They're bringing autocracy back. Russia has just entered the atomic era. I mean, they're okay. They're like a middle tier civ, although they somehow have infantry, which again puts them, I think, theoretically, that's like the highest technology we've seen so far, so I don't know what's going on. Obviously, some people might be ahead of them and just haven't built it, or we may have seen one and I've forgotten, so let's not get too carried away. But Korea enters the atomic era at the same time, which is a surprise, because I think Korea was leading for technology. But there you go, they've just said they have infantry too, so there you go, a bit harsh on Korea. We missed them out, but there you go, them and Russia leading the way there. India now has some planes. I want to see more from India, because they are by far now like the biggest power in southern Asia, compared to the Harappa, Arabia here, you know, these sort of civs that are nearby. Burma as well, not that great, and all these other civs that are sort of in southeast. I mean, look at Jakarta. Imagine if India grabs this. There'd be a huge population boost on top of what they already have. They would have 230 plus cities, which I think would be the only civ in the world to have that for sure. I don't think there's that many 30 plus cities at all in the world. I think Jakarta and, was it Delhi, there might be the only ones. There might maybe a couple of others. Oh no, there is 4. So there you go. I mean, Jakarta, Seoul and Delhi, all in Asia. Key to note there for big populations. And then Warsaw is the other one. And then the other 5th biggest city, although it is a tie with quite a lot actually on 27. But Stockholm is the one that's just picked out at the top of the list. So we'll go with Stockholm. There you go. You can be the 5th biggest. Right near to Warsaw, there you go. So these are some big population, high dense areas, and then the other highly dense areas, sort of Eastern Asia. Obviously, Seoul's a bit further north. Brazil has completed the Manhattan Project. They now have access to nukes. Of course, currently a good era of the game for them, although they're not doing too much, but they do have their Procini units, which get a nice little bonus, which obviously you do carry on with the unit, so if you upgrade them, they keep those bonuses, so that is quite nice. They do have plenty of planes. So do the Inca, though. So again, it's not even like, it's not a huge. Brazil aren't doing super a lot better. Although they should be right up there on population. Look at this: 13, 18, 15, 21, 26, 18, and 18. They should be right up. Oh my goodness, the Corral have 27, and this one, I said there was loads tied for 27. They've obviously just grown. So Stockholm, it was good while it lasted, but you've been overtaken. Sorry about that. But there you go. Espero is now up to be the 5th biggest city in the world. If someone united South America, they would be a monstrous civilization. But it's probably not going to happen. So, won't get too carried away. Here we go. The big war. It's actually, I think, the only war really. I mean, Congo are struggling in the Zulu. But that's about it at the moment. Unless I'm missing something. But yeah, this is a pretty big one. Between America and Texas, there is literally nothing breaking out. Just a ton of people denouncing each other still. Diplomacy has become the key to this world by the look of it. They're all doing it through the diplomatic theatre instead of through the military. You know, good job guys, you're doing well, you're learning. A lot of denouncements there again, but here we go. This is a good interesting one. I'm not sure who has. America seems to have made a better start, but Texas now has control of the sea. They have a lot of units up the eastern side here. Washington though is in this little bay area of 1 tile, so it's actually really difficult to take by water. Like this US cannon, for example, can sit here and shoot out into the ocean, quite far away. There's some good. It's a good city to defend. It's going to take coming through land, and this mountain, that is just the most awkward mountain ever, isn't it? I mean, it plays into both sides, but I think Atlanta could fall. It is exposed. They're gonna have to kill a few more units. What the heck just happened? Sweden? What do you? Oh my goodness, Sweden is not stopping. What is going on? They've conquered Barcelona. I did not know this was still going on. I thought they'd. I haven't recorded in a week, so bear with me. It's been like 6 days or whatever since I did the last episode. But Barcelona, I thought Sweden pieced out for Marrakesh. No, they snuck in and stole it, and now they've also gone over and just, through brute force, grabbed Barcelona for themselves as well to add to the border gore. But there we go. Sweden is now in control of the entrance to the Mediterranean. Spain is starting to struggle a little bit. They still have Cordoba, this new island here, and Fez. But yeah, Carthage is coming for them. I think Portugal is still trying as well to do damage. I think the French may still be, bombing them as well with, well, I'd say a triplane, but France will still be doing some damage too. France now leading 2 categories. It keeps changing. Brazil now leading for technology. The Muri now with the biggest military. The Shoshone, the only consistent thing really has been the Shoshone, I think, leading for land. Korea have the biggest economy as of right now. Production is led by France as well as population, and then crop yield is also currently led by the Shoshone, which does make sense, although a lot of this land is tundra, so it doesn't make too much sense. But there you go. Most land, most crop yield, those two normally go hand in hand. But yeah, they've actually, for the first time, really led on crop yield, which is good. And we might see them start to get some bigger population, which is one of the reasons I think they haven't run away with this game, because the tundra doesn't help. You know, these cities aren't amazing. None of them are in the even. There's one in the 20s, and that's it. Like, I don't think the rest will even probably get there by the end. Maybe this one. But, you know, the rest are all so close. This one's probably not going to grow anymore because these other ones will be stealing the food. So yeah, they're probably sort of maxed out in that sort of regard. But we'll see. I mean, these ones could get quite nice. They've got a lot of sea tiles, which, although don't provide too much, you know, if you've got nothing else to work, you may as well work them. Get the food. Wonder if they'd do anything with Japan. Japan's just been very peaceful this whole time. I wonder if we'll ever get a Japan v Korea war. I think we had one near the beginning, but not much since then. Obviously, Korea has a big tech advantage, though. We'll see. It looks like Mao is going to grab Mongolia's capital. Mongolia have had a very weird game because they do not look like, you know, they've got a few cities here, 6 cities. They're not like terrible, but it's just never really clicked. I think they've just been at war too much. I don't know, but yeah, then this China will survive, although they are split in half. I'm sure some people want Beijing. I wouldn't be surprised if Mao attacks that next, tries to add that. If he got Mongolia's capital and Beijing, that'd be really good additions, and it would keep Korea on their toes, because although Korea's got better tech, in theory, this China is going to be bigger. Right? Well, they are bigger, at least for now, I think. I mean, maybe not in land, because obviously the sea is included. But in terms of cities, they do have more. Well, no, at the moment they have 6, yeah, and Korea has 5, although they are bigger. But yeah, if you had Karakoram and Beijing, particularly Beijing, you're going to be looking quite good. Portugal and the Congo both complete Manhattan projects. The Congo here, still struggling against the Zulu, despite quite a large tech advantage. Rhodesia just not joining in. Don't know who's fighting over here. I do see some damage bubbles. Maybe, I don't think it's Burundi v the Zulu, but maybe it is. This is Burundi. For some reason I thought it was the Muri. They're pretty similar, right? This is like green and brown. They're green and red. But yeah, the Muri are another really good civ. We'll see how they end up here. How they end up doing. I'm surprised they've let Harappa stay here for a while, especially with that oil. You'd think the Muri would want that, but I'm sure we'll see it sooner or later. And Greece has gone autocracy. It's not over. You know, Greece still... They are definitely, I think, the worst civ in the world right now. No offense, Greece. I think Indonesia are actually doing better than Greece. Obviously, Jakarta's massive population certainly helps. I still can't get over Poland and Lithuania giving away Vilnius. That was so bad. They actually attacked as well. They declared the war. That's the worst thing. Russia is almost certainly finally going to get this job done. It took a while, but... Whew! They had me on strings, but it looks like they're finally going to take this city, which is not so great for Czechia. But it's good for Russia. Oh, and we do have a South American war. And it's an interesting one. It is the Corral v the Incans. Obviously, Brazil will probably just join against the loser, which doesn't help. But this could be interesting. I mean, I don't really know who's doing well. I think these Fisher units are workers. I don't know why they have hundreds of them. In fact, they have one on almost every tile. Don't know what's going on there. But those probably won't be too useful. But I mean, here I don't see this as really a threat, right, through the mountains. But this city could certainly fall to the Corral if the Inca aren't careful. And that would be great for the Corral. The Sioux completed the Statue of Liberty. Nice little wonder for them. And Genghis Khan has lost his capital. There we go, it happened. Mao does grab that. So he continues to expand. They must be so war-weary right now. They're just fighting all the time. Which is a worry, because obviously Korea is now rebuilt and could come after them again. But they are pretty well set up defensively. I mean, this city's exposed, and it would be a big fight for Shanghai. But mostly they're okay to defend. So pearls were banned, and Mormonism once again did not pass. It only shows me the nays, although there was quite a few nays. So I don't know if it was actually close. Like, did it lose by 1 or 2, or did it just get downright wrecked in that vote? Because I think it's Spain's religion, actually. So it is now up to Portugal to keep spreading that if they are interested in doing so. The Middle East has been such a letdown in this game. It can still be exciting because there's lots of small civs, right? I want to see team wars. I want to see people fighting each other. It's not happening for us, I'm afraid. It's very peaceful region. Byzantium has pieced out. They're doing okay. I mean, 3 cities. I guess they got Istanbul. I mean, it's not much, but it's honest work, right? Better than some of their performances. They piece out with Mao. I mean, they're not too far apart, right? Like, you can see their borders on the same screen. Mao also getting a peace deal with Ethiopia. I mean, I said you need to stop being at war with everyone all the time and, take a break and rebuild, but not sure these peace deals will be too useful for you. But there you go. I mean, you grabbed a capital. That's nice. That's something, right? I think they have 2, right? Because this was the Tsar's capital initially. I think so. Has a different name to the usual Tsar capital, but yeah, I think that is the Tsar. And Japan, a little bit behind. Obviously, we've got some civs in the atomic era, but they have entered the modern era, so they're not too far behind. Texas also only just entering the modern era, which is a bit concerning because they're quite a big civ. They're not doing... I would have thought they were maybe had a sneaky chance of top 10, although that can all change, right? Washington, America getting a plane. I don't know how America's doing so well. I think having big cities in this game is really one of the defining factors of how you're doing well. It's so hard to tell without the info addicts who is doing super well. And there's so many civs as well. You can't really make comparisons, but Phoenicia and Mao have pieced out. Egypt and Gambuganur, I think that's the Muri, just entered the atomic era. But yeah, there you go. Atlanta is safe, and Washington is probably going to fall to Texas, which will be that's going to be a big boost in score. It's going to be a nice city for them, and obviously if they can get New York too, that's going to be another boost too. And like I said, don't be too concerned. We're not using score. If you haven't remembered, or maybe you're just watching this episode, we're not going to use score to pick the winner. It will just give me the top 10 civs, and then you can vote on them however you feel. Whoever you feel is the best, kind of, right? So I'll give you the 10th, 9th. If you've done it before, you obviously know, but I will give you like the civ that score puts in 10th, 9th, 8th, and 7th, and you vote on who comes last. Essentially, we eliminate somebody each week. It's kind of not each week. It'll be every day for like a week, and then we'll have the result. But it'll be like a talent show sort of thing. Someone gets a reality TV program, right? So someone's getting dumped out 10th place, 9th place each week, but you have to vote for the worst civ. I think some people may get confused and vote for I think this one's the best. You should be voting in those votes for the civ that you think is the absolute worst. Because the problem if you do best is the 7th place civ will get all the votes, but then the 8th and 9th and 10th ones, it's not as clear because you can only vote once. So that's normally how it is. So yeah, I say just vote for who you think is stone dead the worst of the 4. That's the easy, and then yeah, that civ gets eliminated, and then I add in the one that's 6th for the next day's vote, and then eventually, obviously, once you get down to the top 4, you just vote for the winner, stuff like that. Or I think I do top 3, because again, you have that same issue when you're positively voting. The winning civ gets a lot more votes, and then the 2nd and 3rd is a bit more blurred lines. Korea has completed the Manhattan Project. Brazil has completed the Sydney Opera House. The Zulu declared war on the Iroquois, and Poland and Lithuania also joined in, but that does not matter at all. But more importantly, America, one last little bit of fight back that turn, didn't really go for them. Wu Zetian's China has just declared war on the Iroquois too. We might see a bit of a coalition against the Iroquois. The civs do like to bully the weaker civs of the world. Let's not dance around it. It happens. It's mean, but that's the way it is. They are mean. Mean civs. And yeah, Texas should be conquering Washington here. I'm pretty sure. If they peace out now, which wouldn't surprise me. I don't know what I could say. Mongolia does recover their capital, so that's nice. We'll see how long that lasts, because Mao is here with his unique units, the Red Guard, which will have quite an advantage over Riflemen, I'm guessing. I'm guessing the Red Guard are Great War Infantry replacements. Maybe infantry on the basis I don't think Mao wasn't around till after the Great War, so maybe it might be infantry, which would put them really far ahead on technology in that department. So again, very confusing who's winning this game. Texas did not quite do it yet, but I don't think they've had their turn. The Huns complete the Apollo program, and the Shoshone have also declared war on the Iroquois. That should probably be the end. I mean, the Iroquois do have a ton of planes, but yeah, the Shoshone should get this city and the oil that comes with it, which could be really useful for them, because somehow, despite their size, seem to lack a bit of oil. They have a bit here, but not too much for them. And there we go, Washington captured, and there you go, that is the fall. And another capital, Mongolia losing theirs again, Mao regaining it. So there we go. But yeah, Texas, a big win. Conquering the city of Washington, leaving New York now. Just a small little state here. in the middle, and we should probably see Texas grab that as well in the coming turns. Now, something else happened. I saw the words come up at the top. I don't know what it was. The Corral have not made too much progress against the Inca just yet. Brazil is kind of moving around, but doesn't look too interested. Sweden held... Oh, Sweden grabbed Fez. Maybe that's what it is. Well, it is what it is, but maybe there was something else too. I'm guessing that's what it is based on what I can see on the map. Don't see any other crazy stuff going down. Did Burma do anything? No, I don't think so. Okay, and then obviously Russia is still messing this up. They are here now, and I guess if Poland is at war, I have no idea, but I'm guessing if they're here, they maybe are. They might sneak in and just take it anyway, but there you go. I mean, Czechia is still around in Prague, and Prague is arguably the most important city in Europe right now, because if France gets it, they will then border Poland. And that would really hurt Poland's chances of getting Vilnius back one day. If they, I don't even know if they would declare that war now. But yeah, maybe if they can get it back, they would try. We'll see. Obviously, the Celts have had a bit of a surge. They conquered Greenland. They got Ireland and Iceland off the Iroquois too. So I don't know if that's pushing them forward. Probably not too much. Okay, Attila, calm down. How have you done that then? He still has great war infantry. He does have a battleship. It's so hard to tell what's going on in this game. But Attila did just enter the information era. So he must be leading in technology now. It is... Nope, Brazil is still leading. Okay, it is just all over the place. France still leading most of them. Like that, nothing has changed except France have re-overtaken... Since the last time we looked a few turns ago. But France have overtaken the Muri in soldiers. Which is obviously France, I think, was at war with Spain. So they've rebuilt a little bit. Probably built some new stuff as well. Upgraded some of their units. But yeah, there you go. France retaking the lead. I think France is the overall leader. I might be wrong, but I'm just assuming if I had my own ranking system, which like I said would blow my mind, and I would really struggle to do it and work it out. But if I had like my own power ranking opinion system, I would say France is probably the best civ in the world right now. Like that's might be a bold claim, I don't know, but that's what I would say, right? Again, there's no info addicts, we can't check, but Carthage and the Zulu pieced out. That's not an important one, and Zulu and America as well. Did America get an... Oh, they do have an island here in Chicago, but Texas is here, so we'll see. I don't know how it's so strongly defended. I guess the Gatling gun adds to the score. But there you go. Oh my goodness, look at Benin's island. It's 138 defense. I really want to know what goes into city defense, because I assume the unit inside obviously helps, but what is the difference between this island and that one? I guess, is it the terrain? Like, does the hill help? Maybe, because this one is just completely exposed. But then look, this one's got a mountain here, and it's only got a cannon, not a Gatling gun. But then it's got some land. I mean, it's worse. So I really don't know what influences this defense number. It's one thing, kind of a mystery. I mean, I've never been too concerned about it, right? I've just sort of accepted that it's there. Like, normally location does help. I think, like, being next to a mountain probably increases it. That sort of stuff. Rivers nearby probably helps. I don't know. But, yeah. I know having a unit inside helps too. There's a number of things, but I have no idea. Also, the Iroquois are holding back the Shoshone, but with their planes and stuff, they had this city briefly in the yellow. The Shoshone just put it back in the green, but the Iroquois might knock it down again. If the Iroquois could actually win this, that would be a real slap in the face for the Shoshone, who are one of the contenders still in this game. Japan versus the Khmer. Ooh. Not sure about this. We'll see. I mean, there's some units here. There's not enough units here. But we'll see. If Japan comes down here, I'm all for that. See how you do. Could be interesting. India is trading with Indonesia, so don't expect we'll see Jakarta falling to India as much as I hope it would anytime soon. I would love to see that. India just... I want to see them do well, because they have all the potential here. They're the best civ in... Obviously, Korea's here, but apart from that, you know, and the Muri, but in this region, they have the potential to be the best. Like, they really do. And they're just sort of letting it flip away. And the fact that it's turned 264, and I'm saying civs can still have a chance to, you know, take the lead or do something in this game is ridiculous. Normally, we know the winner by now. You know, someone's run away with it, and it's like, who's second, who's third, who's fourth? But no, it is still wide open. Like, I think France is doing great, but I don't think... It's going to be difficult for them to get better, right? There's not obvious moves. I mean, Czechia, it's only one city. I guess they'd struggle against the Papal States, but it's one they could do. Portugal's got a pretty, you know, good military to defend themselves with, and they're about to grab Cordoba here off Spain. Sweden does peace out with Spain, so Spain will at least not... We won't see any more Scandinavian territory in the northwestern corner of Africa or southeastern part of Spain, for now at least. Just a while. Spain does peace out with Mercuria, but there we go, we spot that as Cordoba does fall. Portugal getting another city. They did grab Madrid quite a while ago in this war, but there you go, they're still adding, and that's nice to see, because like I said, Portugal are doing well for technology. They will probably, they will be hard for France to attack. Right, who is this? The Zulus, the next civ with an ideology. They go autocracy, but it might be too little too late, because the Congo, with those plains in particular, finally making some progress. They may grab a city here. The first city to fall in an African versus African civ war, I'm pretty sure, since Mali died at the start, right? Obviously, Morocco's lost some stuff to Spain, but I mean, they're still actually around. Funnily enough, they're doing fine here. Morocco, ironically, lost their capital to Spain and is now doing way better than Spain. Spain has taken the crown as the worst civ now. No offense, Greece. I don't know, Greece. Maybe that's harsh on Spain. I don't know, but they could probably still beat Greece like head to head with these boats. But whatever. The Goths, how are you doing? I don't say much about you. I mean, the thing is, they're next to Russia. They're just not as good, right? They're one city less. They've got sort of similar populations. It's just not that good. And Poland, Lithuania is in danger of falling into this category too, of just sort of average. But if Russia can grab this city, it would be something, right? They did just complete the Manhattan Project. I mean, I would love to see Russia v the Goths, although Russia actually still has musketmen, which is a bit... Oh, they have infantry. They just have every iteration. Riflemen, musketmen, Great War infantry, and infantry. But yeah, it'd be nice to see Russia, do something. If they grab this city, I think they've got to go after the Goths, right? Because you could hold... At the very worst, you just hold the line here. You grab this city that's pretty exposed. That's another one. And then you can peace out and come back again in a few turns where you're much better off. It's just... Come on. Please, you're hurting me. You can do this. Cordoba does fall to Spain again, but I think Portugal should get it back. They're making use of the Marines units. They're pretty unpopular, so that's kind of cool. And how is New York? It is under siege, but it is not a disaster. The Iroquois are still holding the Shoshone off up here. And this city it's holding... Yeah, it's not doing too badly. Oh, the Congo finally turned it around and then decided to peace out. You know what, at this point, I don't know what I was expecting. The joys. We're used to this now. Poland and Lithuania dropping a ton of denouncements. That's fine. It's not as bad as it was. It's not the constant stream anymore. I guess everyone's just waiting to do it again. I'm sure around turn 300 or 270, 80, we might see it again. Anarata has entered the modern era. I do not know who that is. Phoenicia? No. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Maybe... No, that's Went and 2 of the Harappa. I have literally no idea. Oh, there we go. It's Burma. Perfect. That was a lucky guess. I was just clicking through the mods that I've not used before because I'd never heard the name before. And that worked. We found it was Burma. So there we go. They've entered the modern era. Not great, right? We have some civs in the atomic era. We also have some in the information era. We have plenty still not in the modern era by the look of things. It is a mess. Obviously, there's so many civs alive that it's just so stretched out. There are some that are really far ahead. There are some that are really far behind. The probabilities, I guess, when there's so many civs alive, that's how it's going to be. It's going to be more stretched out between best and worst. There's still around 45, maybe 50 alive. There's quite a lot alive. Not that many have died. I haven't done an official sort of count. I don't know what the easiest way to do it is. This might be. So what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can fit 9 like this. So the Iroquois is 9. Let's just scroll above. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 at Byzantium. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 at Ethiopia. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I think this is only the alive civs, but I might be wrong. 32, 33, 34, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Okay, no, some of the dead ones are in here. There's about 50, but not all of them, but some of them were. So there's probably about 45 still competing, maybe a bit less. At turn 266. Bear in mind, most of my games, we would just have 40 civs from the beginning. So we still have more than that left at turn 260. Is pretty ridiculous. And the Murray just completed the Manhattan project too, so that's fantastic for themselves. A nuclear power in the region. I'm surprised they're not doing anything at the moment, because they do look really good. Conquering New Zealand really helped them. Like, it didn't seem like a lot, but it's allowed them to like transform into this monstrous civ. So did they get some stuff in South America? No, they lost it again. I swear they had some stuff down. Maybe they lost it and pieced out and gave it back. I don't know. Either way, they don't have any more. Egypt, who is doing well on technology on the basis that the 2 cities they do have are huge, has just also completed the Manhattan project, so that's a bit of fear into some of their neighbours, although I'm guessing civs with technology limitations like the Phoenicians and the Sumer. Actually, I tell you what, the Sumer are doing trash. Greece, I've been harsh on you, mate. The Sumer are rubbish. Surely Egypt will take them down. Well, Egypt could take this. Egypt is like the most likely to unite the Arabian Peninsula, and I mean, they're leaving it late, but it would be kind of cool to see them just, go and do that sort of stuff. Now, guys, I'm just gonna make a guess at this point and say the results. Obviously, I normally do it at a round number. When will we actually do the results? We tried to make it sort of a fair point. It'll probably be turn 350 again. That's what we did last time. That seemed to work well. I think, what is that? That is 83 more turns. So that won't... I think that'll probably have some of the civs, the Huns, Brazils, those Koreas that are leading the tech tree at the moment. Probably near the end, but not quite at the end. Again, there's no info addicts, so it's not as important this time. The reason I tried to stop it a bit earlier for the results with the info addicts is that once the civs hit 80 techs, it's obviously a bit harder to earn more points. So it can be a bit unfair. But here, obviously, that's not so important. But we'll say 350, you can vote, and then obviously I'll try and run the game and show you what happens every 10 turns or 15, depending on how much happens, because last time nothing actually happened between turn 4 and 500, funnily enough. But, we'll try and show you what happens if anything happens up to 500 again. Poland has completed the Prora. So there we go. I think a city did just fall. Yes, Texas just killed America or conquered New York. So there we go. That is that job done. And Texas, that's going to be a big boost for them in the North American continent. Maybe we could actually do a vote for like winner by continent. I don't know. If it's competitive everywhere, that could be the way to go actually. Instead of just having I know we could have an overall winner too. But yeah, maybe we could just do it by continent. Because normally, like, you get towards the end sometimes, and it's like there's just one big civ in each continent and a few like minor ones. Here, there's still plenty of contenders. I mean, I think the Murray have probably won the Oceania region. But in Asia, there's many arguments to be had. Korea's obviously doing great. The PR, China is doing good. India still has a lot of potential between now and the end to be doing well. In Europe, there is France, Poland, Russia, the Goths. I mentioned they're all up there. The Huns seem to be doing great as well. I haven't really mentioned them at all because they don't actually do anything, but they are doing well. Portugal's making a bit of a comeback. Africa, I mean, there's no real standout contender, right? The Congo and Egypt are doing good with technology, but outside of that, they're all pretty equal. South America is still up for debate. I guess Brazil's probably leading in a way. It's only a 3-horse race again, so not as exciting, but there you go. And North America, I mean, that's wide open. Texas, California, the Sioux, Shoshone. There's arguments for all 4 of those, I think. Maybe not the Sioux, but I think you could argue for Texas from an excitement, side of things. California from a technology and just sort of being here kind of thing. And the Shoshone on size, stuff like that as well. But none of them are doing super well. The Iroquois may actually grab a city off the Shoshone. And the Shoshone have not yet even really managed to touch this Iroquois city. We could do some awards instead. Like, I don't know. We could have like best cross-continental civ, So the Celts could be a contender with Greenland. They're actually the only ones. So that's probably a bit of a mess, but there we go. I mean, Sweden's in Africa. I mean, that who would have thought? We never saw that collaboration coming up, but there we go. Especially on a map like this. Do you know what I mean? When the whole map is full as well. This is like the most compacted map I've ever done from the earliest point. And yeah, no, Sweden just found a way to get down here. I don't even think they can like get here anymore. The borders are now completely closed between the Caribbean and Iberia. Portugal, Texas, the Celts, America, Benin, the Mayans, all filling that area up. So it is quite ridiculous, but there we go. Brazil's turn. What are they going to do? They are not fighting anyone. They are just sort of watching. They have anti-air guns, and like their neighbours have only just discovered some basic planes. So they're very well prepared. Oh, they have a land ship. first one of those we may have seen. It's nice to see all the units getting the love spread around. Build one of everything. What's left? There's XCOM squads still to come. Giant death robots is always one we like to see. Especially if nuclear non-proliferation is voted through. Obviously that's good. That means there's a good chance we get the giant death robots. What else could there be? I'm trying to think. There's obviously stealth bombers and all the up to modern planes. I don't know, some civs probably have those, the most advanced ones. Although Brazil is apparently leading literacy and they don't have them. Or do they? I didn't actually click on that, did I? They're still at triplane fighter level. But yeah, so there's the bombers and the fighters and the stealth bombers after that. There's regular tanks. There's paratroopers, which the AI tends to be very fond of. We've got missile cruisers, rocket artillery, mechanized infantry, and mobile SAMs. I believe that is everything. Maybe I've forgotten something. Nuclear submarines. Maybe no one's got those either. But I think that is everything. Sorry if I've forgotten. Your favourite late game unit. Obviously there's probably some unique units. Maybe I've forgotten too. Although I don't know if anyone who's alive has a unique equivalent to any of those units. I don't think many of the civs get one. I think Germany has a unique tank, but obviously they're not in the game. I can't remember. America has a unique plane, but they're dead. I don't know if this Japan mod has their unique plane. That's another unit that we would be yet to see. I know the base game Japan does. I can't remember. I think these guys do as well. Brazil and France have completed the Apollo program. Yeah, and obviously there might be some other mods with unique units that we just haven't seen yet. I wouldn't know about, but yeah. And there we go, the Shoshone. Oh no, that really changed quickly. That they were making no progress, but I did see a lot of artillery sort of creeping up. So there we go, the Shoshone very quickly turned that around and grabbed this city. But maybe Grand River, in between all the lakes, will fall to the Iroquois. Oh no, it has fallen to the Iroquois already. We'll see if the Shoshone can get it back then. But there you go, that's a trade. Probably neither of them. I don't know. I mean, for the borders, it is satisfying. For each civ, it's probably not that satisfying. I mean, I think the Iroquois, it's a bigger blow to lose that city in the north with the oil than it is for the Shoshone to lose the little one with the lakes, because now the Iroquois plains will not be as good because they don't have enough oil for them. So yeah, that's it. Actually, I don't know. Does the oil? Yeah, I think you need to still have the oil. So maybe they're in trouble now. Benin versus the US and the Aztecs. That doesn't sound important, but the US is actually still around. They're not completely dead. But yeah, Chicago is obviously... the Benin will maybe take this. Maybe the Mayans will... Oh, sorry, the Aztecs. Maybe not. But yeah, I mean, Benin could definitely grab this island. And there we go, the Iroquois. One last stand. They do re-grab this city. So that's nice. They've put up a fight. Not going down easy. Russia, the Inca, Polynesia, Korea's down. What are Polynesia doing? They've somehow held on to Madagascar this whole time, which, I mean, the African civs have been so passive, so fair enough. Polynesia, they're doing okay, you know. Honolulu's one of those 27 pop mega cities. Samoa is at 17, and this one's at 5, but, you know, it gives them some resources. I wonder if California are maybe eyeing them up. That would be a good move. I didn't really see what options California had, but I guess that would be a good one. I mean, once your navy's big enough, I mean, you could go after this Aztec city, and then eventually you'd have to grind through, but eventually you'd probably get this one if you fought hard enough. The Shoshone did just retake that city again off of the Iroquois. Is there much oil in the Gulf of Mexico? No, there's one resource for the Mayans. Yeah, big win for Texas. Getting Washington and New York. That's going to really help their effort. You know, the Sioux, who do paratroopers. There we go. Every civ just showing up with different parts of the tech tree still. How are we looking demographics? France has taken the crop yield stat back off of the Shoshone. I'm guessing that's to do with maybe which city the Shoshone gained. They gained one from the Iroquois in the tundra, and they lost one that was surrounded by lakes and grass and stuff. So that's probably pushed them down. But that shows you how close it is. Korea is still the biggest economy. About 3 times the average GMP. Spain has got a mega negative one. They are obviously just on the islands. Obviously, it's a group of islands in real life, so we won't go into the name. But and I've forgotten the name. Which ones? Is it the Canary Islands are not? I don't know. There's the Canary ones. There's some other islands as well. That's the problem. There's some in the Mediterranean, and there's some in the Atlantic that are owned by Spain. So I've forgotten the name of one of them, so we won't get them confused. But yeah, Spain, they can become the party capital of the world, maybe. That's how they can reinvigorate their economy. But yeah, for now, they are really struggling. Land, the Shoshone still leading at 3 million square kilometers, with the average being 880,000. France has 715,000 soldiers in their military. Now, that doesn't sound... You may be thinking, why is that so big? Why emphasize that? Well, at the start of this episode, the leader had 440,000. So in 20 turns... Brazil's still leading technology, but France has in 20 turns nearly doubled the world's biggest military size. If they get to 800k, they will have done that. So there you go. It doesn't look like they're that big, but they're obviously... Oh, they do have a mobile SAM. That is pretty impressive. And Mao has peaced out with the United States. He also peaced out with Mongolia at some point, I think. Unless he conquered this. I didn't see it happen, but there you go. He gained a 12-pop city off of Mongolia, which is fantastic, actually. I feel like to be a 12 pop, he had to get it. Although it's sieged out. Maybe he did conquer it. I don't know. We missed that, obviously. But at the moment, they've got that, and they're probably going to get Guangzhou, the former Chinese city, as well. So that's going to be another little win. Russia, by the way, is still failing. I see you in that top left corner, Russia. I see you. It's not good. I don't know what to say. You're really a letdown. You know, they are the GOAT of European games. When we do it on a Europe map, Russia is the greatest civ ever. Even in that last game I did, the Deity Europe game we just finished, like, they were terrible for the first 150, 200 turns. And by the end, they were right up there. It was ridiculous. And yeah, they're just... I don't know what they're doing here. Brazil has also peaced out with Mao. But yeah, Mao is making some progress, which is good to see. Obviously, as Mongolia gets weaker, you know, the Huns, Korea, China, the other China may even come back into this. We'll see what happens. Russia. Just absolutely terrible. The Papal States have... Sorry. Was that... No, that's not... See, it got me again. The Papal... It was because the Papal States that just went at the bottom. They have not peaced out with Brazil. That is Mao's China. The Murray's turn. Phoenicia. Burma. Who's next up? Right. Okay, next turn. Where are we at? 274. Should be at about 200 and... just under 280 by the end of this episode. So another good 30 turns done. I mean, it takes... I don't know if it takes 2 minutes. It seems to be going fairly quickly still. Obviously, if you look at it, it does slow down. So like there, I just looked at Russia and it took forever. But there's plenty for us to sort of zoom around the map and look at. I think Mao should grab Guangzhou here. Pretty sure those Red Army units. There's also an infantry nearby. There's artillery. Yeah, they should be able to get it this turn. Which is another good victory. 3 cities out of this. It will make it a lot easier if they were to ever go after Beijing. But like I said, they need to be careful. They are overstretched. They do look a bit wary, you know, bit low on units, so they need to be careful. And Spain, I think, was just eliminated unless they, like America, have a random city somewhere. But there we go, the world's worst economy put out of its misery and integrated as part of the Portuguese Empire that is having a bit of a resurgence here, doing quite well. Brazil has completed the CN Tower. That's a nice little achievement for them. Little wonder. Can't complain with that. I can never remember what all these things do, but all the victory types are on, so like you can't blame the AI for trying these things. You know, going for cultural victories, that sort of stuff. How unlikely they are, obviously, but there you go. Guangzhou does fall into Mao's hands, and yeah, I don't know exactly how close we are to different victory types. I mean, see the domination. Celts currently control 3 original capitals, apparently. What is that? London, their own. Oh, and Greenland's, okay. I don't know if anyone else has 3. I'm guessing some others do, but it only displays 1. Maybe not, actually. I mean, France has a lot of civs still with their capital. Let's have a look. Who's lost their capital? America lost theirs to Texas. England lost theirs to the Celts. Ottomans to Byzantium. Mongolia to Mao's China. None of this row. This row's doing well. Here, Spain lost theirs to Portugal. Morocco to Sweden is definitely the most out there one. the Khmer to Korea, New Zealand to the Muri, Mali to Morocco. Like, the rest of these make sense. The Jar to Mao's China, Holy Rome to France, and Greenland to the Celts. But that Sweden Morocco one. The fact Morocco have someone else's capital and have lost their own is quite funny too. 4 players have currently completed the Apollo program. That is Korea, Brazil, France, and somebody who I've probably missed. Oh no, the Huns. There is 62 civs. Yeah, some of these are dead. That was all 62. Diplomatic victory. You need delegates. Wait, what? You only need 12 delegates to win the world leader vote. But sadly, I think everyone has like 3. There's no city-states. Like, that's not going to happen. Cultural victory. It looks like I'm not influential. I don't know if anybody else is. 1. So some bigger civs that are near to a smaller civ, but that's it. Ideologies, the order civs, there is a bit of dissidence, which is strange, because order is so dominant. Look at that, that is all order. Freedom is having real issues with revolution. I don't know, how is there dissidence in the order civ? Like, that makes no sense for the Garrett. I guess it is locally influenced as well. But all these autocracy civs will probably flip. I mean, the only thing is none of them are in negative overall happiness for now, at least, so... For now, they're fine, but some of them may be on the edge if the Shoshone flip. They're so big, though, with tourism, and, you know, like I said, it is locally influenced. Each continent, obviously, we can't see it. There's no easy way for me to break it down for you. But, you know, each continent might be more leaning in one direction than another, right? Mao is also peaced out with France. He's getting some peace deals. I mean, none of these civs are at war with him, but it may... At least in the AI's mind, it might put Korea off a little bit. If Korea sees that all these civs are also at war, they might attack. But now they might think, no, we're not going to do that. Actually, we're going to sit back and let it be. And be a bit more chill with it, which is fair enough, understandable. Possibly a good move. It's Korea's turn now. Are they going to give us anything big? Nope. Carthage, Celts, the Huns... How did America get knocked out? Did we miss that? No, Chicago's fine. Benin's not really contributed too much. Texas does have some boats here, but not really doing too much. How is the South American war going? No sieges, nothing at all. I mean, they've both just weakened each other, which obviously Brazil will probably just be licking their lips, thinking this could be good for us. We'll see what they get up to. Espero really starved, though. Look at that. It went from 28 population to 23. Not sure what happened there. I don't know if it was maybe being fed by a trade route that got plundered. I have no idea. I don't know how that even happened, but there you go. It's down on population quite rapidly as well. I mean, that seems a bit excessive, not obsessive. Did he get nuked? Like, no, he wouldn't have gotten nuked because you would have hit Brazil. Like, that's not a choice. And I don't think the Inca have any nukes, obviously, either. But yeah, that just doesn't make sense. 5 population to drop. That is a big amount. Quite surprised by that, but there we go. That's what's happened. Here we go. Who's got the most money in their treasury? Currently, Poland has 44,000. The Shoshone with 38. This is not too important a stat, right? But there you go. The Ottomans are dead, but they do have 0. It's not too important, like I said, but there you go. I don't know how Greenland has money, but with no cities. I guess they just haven't spent it when they died. But I thought that would have got that. I feel like you should get the other civs gold if you conquer their cities, or a portion of it. I don't know if that actually happens, to be honest. Where are you going, Czechia? Not sure. But so far, I don't know how you've survived. Like, surely France or Poland are eyeing you up. Even Sweden may as well try and fight their way through to conquer that. Sweden is like the secret third dark horse contender in Europe. I mean, I think Poland still have a chance if they get Vilnius back and do some good stuff in Eastern Europe. I really hope they're not at war with Czechia, because this would be even more embarrassing than Russia. I don't know how Russia's not got it. But there you go. Ethiopia, completely Manhattan project. Out here in East Africa, they're just doing okay. 3 good-sized cities. They look very well prepared to defend themselves up in these mountains. They're going to be fine, I think, to survive for the rest of this entire game. Even if the Congo do start to do well. I mean, it's not even the Congo are just doing well. I mean, Ethiopia seem pretty level with them. Plains as well. Burundi's at a similar level as well. So, even the Zulu aren't terrible. And Rhodesia's doing quite good as well. So, they're all just so even. Benin, not bad. I mean, the Garamanti's a bit separated, but not bad. Ethiopia has a city over here too, which again, not useful, but it will be contributing some more science, some more other stuff. Like, the production's not so useful, but the science is useful, the money could be useful. You can do things with that. Especially when no one in this region will attack somebody else. plays very strongly. Mercuria is like the odd one out. They do look terrible. Carthage isn't doing great either, but Mercuria still has musketmen, so they're obviously not doing too well. And China did grab a city, and I have no idea. Oh, it was Mao's China. Okay, it just says China, because obviously this China is now called Tang, because the Xia changed their name. So there you go, Hejia has fallen. So 4 cities now in this episode for Mao's China. Is the comeback on? Is Geo going to get the winner right for once? Just once is all I ask. Come on, you can do this game. You know you want to. I mean, they might be in the top 10 now. I mean, it's hard to tell. I think there's still at least 15 civs who are good at it, who I could say, like, I couldn't decipher who is the top 10. I don't think it's obvious. I mean, there's some civs who are obviously in there, right? France is probably the number 1 right now, but that can change. We saw they were leading 4 of the 8 demographics when I briefly checked a second ago, but that might change again. Could have changed already. Who knows? Has it changed? Yeah, so now they're leading 3 of them. The Shoshone have overtaken for the GMP, or the economy. Actually, I think they've taken that off Korea, but there you go. But they've also overtaken on crop yield as well. France, though, is still leading on population, production, and soldiers. Shoshone then on land, economy, and crop yield. And then Brazil is still leading for literacy. So there we go. Do the Huns have any like really cool units yet? They do have bombers, but they're not doing too much. They have this great military. Nothing really going on. Oh my goodness, come on. Oh, but Japan has made some progress. Didn't actually see this happening, but there you go. Japan, yeah, they should probably eliminate the Khmer, which will remove any concerns about pronunciation of them. But yeah, Japan actually doing well here. That seemed quite easy for them. I know we've looked away for a while, but they just came out of nowhere, got that, and it looks like they've made good progress already, sort of 60% of the way. 70% of the, or 30%, sorry, of the way. 60% to go. 70% to go if it's 30. Whatever. The maths. Too much. I've been talking for nearly an hour. Yeah, I'm going to get things wrong. They should grab this as well. I've still got to do another half an hour today of the half of the next episode, and then do a 2 hours. Yeah, a 2 hour stream later on. So we'll see. If I ever feel like look tired or like I'm just losing my mind on stream saying stupid things, you know what's happening. It's normally the Saturday slot or the Friday, or like at the moment I've had a couple of Fridays off work to work on the channel and stuff. So, well, that isn't why I took the day off. I just have to have the day off before I leave and then lose the days off. But you know, that's what I'm spending them doing. The Huns and the Zulu have peaced out again. Another one. I didn't even know that was going on, and it doesn't matter at all. But there we go. It is over. There you go. So the corral did get weaker, and they've drawn the short straw. It looks like that is the target of Brazil. I think that's actually the harder. Okay, it's not the harder target, but without conquering Machu first, it is the harder target, right? If Brazil conquered this, obviously they're not going to get to the rest of the Inca, but then they could go round, grab the corral through the sea. That would be easier, right? And then get this city somehow. And then obviously I don't know how you get to the Inca plains and stuff through the mountains slowly. But yeah, I mean, fair enough. Here they go. We'll see. This is going to be a test for the corral against the most technologically advanced civ in the world. They do have tanks, which is quite a powerful unit, to say the least, compared to what the corral have, for sure. One thing I would say about Brazil, their weakness is definitely navally. They don't really have many boats. I don't know if they're off exploring, like trapped in certain places, but yeah, they don't have much access. They managed to secure this tile, which allows them to continue exploring the world, or the Pacific at least. So we'll see how that plays out. And Burundi is the next civ with the Manhattan Project done. I don't think anyone has a nuke. I mean, I've not been obsessively clicking the buttons to see if anyone does, but some civs maybe do. Grand River, the Shoshone, I think, are trying to get it back, but the Iroquois will hold on, which is nice to see. I wonder if Texas, you know, they just took 2 cities in a very similar position off the US. I wonder if Texas is eyeing up the Iroquois. Grab these, you'd then connect to this one. All of a sudden, they would be looking very, very nice here for, you know, for the North American being the best civ. I mean, they're contending now. I really think they have hope, because this land is really nice. Nice tiles as well. It's more valuable than I think some of this stuff. So we'll see what happens. But that will be it for this episode. So, as always, if you have enjoyed, do be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. If you are new to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe as well. Try and get us towards 1,700 now. We've moved on. We're finally sort of stably past 1,600. So, super thankful for that, guys. And what else was I going to say? There was something else. There is a Discord server in the description if you'd like to join, chat with me, take part in the EU4 multiplayer game that is currently going on. There is also a second channel if you want to subscribe to that. I don't know if that's in the description actually. It should be, but it's probably not. I'm not very good at this stuff. I just have the same set description for everything. But that is there. There's nothing. That is a hint. I'm thinking maybe we put some stuff on there. I don't know when, and it will be more in the summer. But there might be some more stuff on there. But yeah, I don't know why. But that's an option. I was just trying to think of everything I could plug right now. But yeah, the Discord is the main thing. If you would like to take part, so there's an EU4 multiplayer game that happens for 7 till 9 p.m. now on Saturdays. It will be streamed. UK time, 7 till 9 p.m. So if I know a lot of the audience is from the US, so I think that fits sort of, maybe it's probably a bit early for West Coast people, but East Coast, that sort of afternoon time, early afternoon, just after lunch kind of time, sort of 2 o'clock, and then yeah, for me it's 7 till 9. And then people in the rest of like Europe, it's sort of 8 till 10, or if you're further east in Europe, 9 till 11 p.m. for you guys. And then I'm not really sure what time it is, rest of the world. I mean, I guess like, I don't know where other people are playing from. Most of the viewers like sort of Russia is like the most eastern place with a bigger sort of part of the audience, I think. I don't know if there's too many viewers from Asia. There will be the odd people from time to time, which is awesome, guys. Thank you so much. But yeah, mostly it's Russia. It's just interesting stuff, isn't it? But yeah, mostly it's the US is number one, like 40%, and then it's like 5% each for like the UK, Canada, Australia's up there from time to time. Germany and France will also sort of emerge. Countries like that, Belgium, the Netherlands, those sorts of places. All these sort of European countries where, English is not spoken, but English. Most people know English as a second language in a lot of those countries as well, so that helps. And obviously, then the UK and US, English is the first language. That's why Australia, New Zealand, and Canada are also up there a bit. But yeah, and there's obviously plenty of other countries, which is awesome too. There's a list, and it's so ridiculous the amount of people that have watched from different places. But yeah, if you want to join the Discord, want to hop in a game of EU4 multiplayer that you may have seen with me streaming, that's a thing you can do. There'll probably be some more multiplayer stuff maybe in the future as well. Hearts of Iron 4, I might play that. I haven't played that for a while. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.